Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Colleen. How you doing on this fine Tuesday summer day?
I am great. Basically, we did the podcast last week. I worked on Tuesday and I took the rest of the week off. So I'm back.
Amazing. Where off
Yes.
to anywhere exciting or stay
Yes, it was
vacate?
very
Yeah.
exciting. So we went to Legoland.
Oh, yes.
And let me tell you, the Legoland Hotel for kids is the best. I'm kind of obsessed with it. It is better than Legoland the park.
So Legoland is pretty obvious to describe to someone. It's
Yes.
Legos everywhere and theme park and everything. Tell me more about the Legoland Hotel, because
Okay.
I am not privy to that.
So my expectations were low. Like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to lie, they were quite low. But
Fair.
the whole hotel is themed. Like, you walk in and there's just Legos everywhere, Lego statues. There's like a play place in the hotel with
Mm.
Legos. And then they're very, very, they have all these employees that like do all this stuff. So they do games and they do build your own whatever. And they do a dance party. And then you get
Uh-huh.
in the elevator. And this might be the best part. So, like, you get in, it's like a normal elevator. The doors close, and there's a disco ball,
Oh my
and it
God.
starts like playing "Everything Is Awesome," from the Lego Movie, and like like all the lights in the elevator go out, and the disco ball starts
Oh,
disco balling, and the kids think
cool.
it is just like there's so many little details
Yeah,
that are amazing. The
that's so cool.
restaurants are themed. I mean, the kids loved it. The rooms are themed. Huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the hotel.
And your kids are three pretty distinct age groups. Um,
Yes.
and they all were like invested in it. No one was like, I'm too cool for this yet," or anything like that.
Well, I only took one kid of
Oh,
mine.
okay, even better. Yeah,
I did not take all the kids.
nice.
So it was actually my daughter's 10th birthday. So I took her and two of her little girlfriends.
Oh my
So it
God,
was, yeah,
amazing.
that is the correct response, Joe. I was like, what have
Nice.
I done?
Yeah.
That night at like 10 o'clock when we're in the
Hmm.
hotel room, just like, what have I done? This was a
Just the four
terrible
of you.
This is terrible.
Trade two
No,
older boys for two 10-year-old girls.
um, but the kids, I mean, the hotel, like they in the pool, they
Hmm.
have like Lego, like they have like floating big Lego blocks.
Oh,
Like there are
cool.
Legos everywhere. It's
Yeah,
amazing if your
yeah.
kids like Legos. I am a huge fan. If you want to go to Legoland, you should definitely stay at the hotel.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to Legoland last summer, but didn't stay in the hotel.
Okay.
And we walked by the hotel, and my wife was like, "I've heard good things." And from the outside, I'm like, "It kind of looks a little cheesy. It's
Oh,
like
it's
all
super cheesy.
medieval, castle themed or whatever." But yeah, when my son's a little bit older, we're definitely gonna
Yeah,
take him
you
there.
guys need to come back and stay in the hotel. There's two
Hmm.
hotels. You don't want to stay in the castle one. You want to stay in the
Oh,
Legoland hotel. There's two hotels.
is
Yeah.
the castle one that's like right next to the Legoland?
They're
Or
both
they're
right
both they
there.
both
There's one
are.
on one side, one on the other.
Got it. Okay, I think
Yeah.
I saw the castle one.
Yeah.
Good to know. Legoland Hotel, not
Legoland.
castle.
Yeah. It
Already.
was
Yeah,
great.
for next time.
So let's see. I did that
Hmm.
Wednesday, Thursday. I got back Thursday night and then I flew to Vegas 9 a.m. Friday morning. I
Whoa, for
know.
what?
for, for fun?
For what? Solo?
No, my husband and I went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You said you were going on a
Yeah.
little vacation with him. Okay, so a little bit different than Legoland with three
A
10-year-old
little bit
girls.
different. Yeah.
Have a good time in
It was
Vegas?
great. We had a
Nice.
great time. I mean, I don't know if you've done Vegas, how you feel about Vegas, but doing Vegas with money is
Hmm.
totally different than doing Vegas at 23 and broke. Because I did
Yeah.
my bachelorette party in Vegas when I was
Okay.
23 and broke, and it's just like a totally different experience when you can
Hmm.
afford things. Like we
Hmm.
got
Hmm.
like at the pool because it's 100 million degrees in Vegas.
Yeah.
Literally, it's
Yep. All
105
the time.
degrees. And so, you know, at the pool, we rented a cabana. Do you know how much those
Oh,
cabanas cost?
don't say it. Don't say it on there because I
Totally
don't want to
worth
know.
it. It was amazing. We were there for five
Yeah,
hours because we had
that's
shade. We
nice.
had our own
Yeah,
little
yeah.
lady bringing us drinks and food. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, this is way more fun. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, so it was crazy. So I'm like, what is today? Tuesday? Like, this is my first day back at work. I took Monday off to recover.
Good.
Um, so here I am after my week
What
of
a
partying.
juxtaposition of vacations for you.
I
Legoland and
know.
then Vegas.
I know.
I will be in Vegas for RubyConf in a few weeks,
Yes, that's exciting.
and I learned that we're staying at the Red Rock Hotel or something, which like technically is outside of Vegas. It's like near Vegas or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm very curious to see if it will be a conference that is happens to be in Vegas or if it is a Vegas conference.
I
Um,
feel like with RubyConf, it's going to be a conference that happens to be in Vegas.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like there's still a board game night and stuff like that, you
Yeah, all
know.
the normal
um,
things.
yeah,
Yes.
I'll probably spend one night of like trying to play roulette or blackjack or something and lose a bunch of money, but
Have we
that's
been
all.
in Vegas together before? Were you
No,
at Sin City,
definitely not.
Ruby?
I did not go to Sin City Ruby.
Okay,
No,
you weren't there. Okay, because I was like, I
no.
know I did that with someone. It was other people. Okay.
Yeah, I've actually been to Vegas a bunch,
Okay.
but only as a kid, like 10, 15, because my great aunt was like the general manager at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I've been to Vegas a ton, but never, only once since I've been 21. So this,
Really?
yeah, yeah. And, you know, growing up on the East Coast, we were more like Atlantic City people,
Sure.
which is a totally different experience.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I'm both excited and terrified for a hundreds of Ruby developers in Vegas in the middle of the summer.
Well,
We'll
it's
see what
just so
happens.
hot. I mean, that was
I
the
know,
thing.
I
Like,
know.
even just being there last weekend, like,
Mm-hmm.
so hot. You really just want to
Mm-hmm.
stay inside.
Yeah.
I think I don't love Vegas, but I like it because it has something for everyone, right? Like,
Yeah.
we don't gamble, but it's fine. Like, there's a
Mm-hmm.
million things to do. Like, you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
gamble.
It's
So,
true. Yeah, as a 10-year-old, I had a great time there, like the
yeah.
pools and the, theme type parks. Um, anyway, enough Vegas, enough vacations. You came back to work today. Have you done anything? Have you started work yet? Or are you like, this
Yes,
is your
I
first
did.
thing?
I did. I'm
Okay,
locked in. So I kind of like got my life together yesterday. Like checked my
smart.
email, made sure I knew what I was supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, today I'm actually working for real
Okay.
again.
And what do you got going on this week?
I am doing client work this week. So
Nice.
I will be so it's just like crazy here during the summer, right? The kids are home, they're not in camp. Even when they're
Mm,
in camp, it's like 9 to 3. You're like,
yeah,
who came up with
yeah.
this? So I am doing client work this week. That's my plan. No big thoughts. I like to have
Cool.
big thoughts when I go on vacation, so I'm trying to tamper in my big thoughts and just execute this week.
Okay, nice. So no new big thoughts this week.
No new big thoughts.
Yeah,
Yes.
executing on the old ones. Cool.
Mhm.
Um, I feel that I have I have a couple of clients right now, and they're all in that getting started phase, where I'm like getting access to GitHub and like getting the development environment running on my machine. And my God, I feel like AI has made dev environment setup way worse for people
Mm.
because
Okay.
everyone just assumes that you can just ask Claude to fix things for you,
Yeah.
and then it works on your machine and you don't update the README or the README doesn't matter because you have Claude. So I've gotten like 3 new projects set up in the past couple of days, and each one has had like bespoke fine tuning. And we're talking like pretty standard Rails apps, not even
Interesting.
Docker or anything, just like bespoke like this. It needs a certain version of Postgres, but it's not documented.
Oh.
Or this one needs, node 16, but not 17. And this
Mhm.
one needs I don't know, I forgot what the third one was. Like yarn doesn't work, but npm install only works, but you have to run it with yarn. And it's like all of these weird things that once you get it running, you don't care about anymore.
Yeah.
And I've had this fight with myself of like, these are smaller engagements. I'm trying to build the mobile apps. Do I want to get in there and like tweak their README for them? Because I
Uh-huh.
know as soon as I start tweaking that README, it's going to be like, oh, well, that works on an M2, but on an M4 or an Intel Mac, it's like totally different. So now the README is it worse to have a README that's wrong or a README that's incomplete? And I think that that's what all of these companies are thinking right now. It's like an incomplete README is better than a wrong one because AI can fill in the gaps. And I just like, I miss the days of pulling down a code base, like running bin setup and just being done.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of describing what Docker solves, but I also feel like every client I've worked with that uses Docker, it's like, oh, we'll use Docker for like these 2 things, but then everything else is done through Brew because
Yep.
Docker's too slow. And it's like, well, now you just have more stuff to worry about. Um, so yeah, me ranting on getting projects set up is like, should have gotten easier, but I feel like it's gotten harder over the past 6 months.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So these are clients you are doing bespoke consulting for or
Yeah.
Ruby Native?
That is a good question because I'm not really sure that gap is getting blurry.
Wait, what? You're gonna have to
So,
explain that.
yeah. So, like, how I describe it is blurry right now. So, I have 3 people that I'm working with that are new. One of them is a straight up, we have a Rails app. We want to be in the App Store. Do whatever you think makes the most sense. Here's our budget. And for their budget, it's like Ruby native all the way. I can
Okay.
I have access to their Rails app. I'm going to deploy them. I'm going to do everything for them. They're going to turn around in a few weeks. They're going to have an app in the App Store. All of their HTML is going to be ready to go, push notifications, yada, yada, yada. Uh, then I have 2 other leads who, thanks to some of your advice, I did some emailing over the past couple of weeks and was like, hey, you have a Rails app. It would be awesome if you were in the App Store. Can I show you a demo of what Ruby Native would look like for you? And on paper, I was like, oh, this is going to be really easy. I'm just going to say, I'll open a quick PR for you. It'll add the tabs. It'll add some buttons, and you can like see how it feels, and then we can decide if we want to work together. Kind of glossing over the whole fact of I need to have the server running on my machine. So
Okay.
I'm going through all of the setup of like onboarding a new client for free work to see if it like to essentially build them a pitch.
Yeah.
So again, I'm complaining still on this, but you can tell it's top of mind. What you asked was, is this bespoke consulting or is this Ruby native consulting? And what I want to talk about today is is focused around that. I'm taking like Ruby native is sold as a do it yourself what's the term? Self-service type app. You could it's got great documentation, I think. You can give me your credit card and pay and like never talk to me if you don't want to and do everything on your own for a couple $100 a year. But what I'm seeing is that works really well for solo developers.
Mm-hmm.
Folks who are like, I have a side project, I want an app. $300 is a pretty good price. Like, let me just do that. They do everything on their own. They email me once or twice and that's it. But the quote real businesses want me to do everything for them. They want me to add the HTML triggers. They want me to configure push notifications. They want me to submit to the App Store as well. And it's become this like, I'm still doing the same type of consulting work I do for Hotwire Native, but in a very narrowly focused way where it's like, oh, I only have to touch HTML. Like, yeah, I'm not writing native code, but I'm still thinking about native UX and all that. And I just like don't know how to classify that. Is that product? Is that productized services? Is that my services just under a different product, Ruby native? I don't know if it matters, but I also like one of my goals is to do more product and less consulting over the years so I can have more revenue when I want to take a week break or a month off. And like doing, yeah, sorry, big rant, big ramble of me saying like, I don't really know. And I'm trying to figure out if it matters.
Okay, so my instinct on this is it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing value-based pricing, which I know you're very good at. So if you already like if you were providing the same service to them but using
Mm-hmm.
Ruby native under the hood, does that even matter? Like that to me that shapes up is a win-win in that you can charge closer to your traditional consulting rates because you're
Mm-hmm.
delivering the same value, but you're faster because you're using Ruby native, and also you can simultaneously make your product Ruby native better based on these inputs.
Yeah, I agree. That is
Okay.
like what I want to come out all of this. It's like I'm still charging close to what I would normally charge. I think where I have this something doesn't feel right is that the Ruby native contracts that I'm getting, not the Ruby native like, um, product fees are way less than what I would charge for a Hotwire native custom build.
Okay.
And I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that like is that just the new market with AI that folks want to spend less on custom development? Um, And maybe I just get a lot more of these. And it's actually more enjoyable work. Like, I'm not writing iOS and Android code. I'm actually just like in there, doing HTML and doing design and product and marketing, or not marketing, design and product. I'm still trying to like wrap my head around what I want.
Okay, so question, same.
In
So
life.
we can definitely talk about that. Same. But here's what I think I missed in this conversation.
Uh-huh.
Why are you charging significantly less than you would for native Hotwire build?
Yeah. That's the good question. That's a good question. I think that I am valuing a Ruby native build as less valuable than a custom Hotwire native build
Is that
to a
true?
client. For a lot of people, I don't think so, because they're
Right.
still getting exactly what they want, an app in the App Store that does
Hmm.
what they need. Yeah, they're a little more limited, like they can't extend it for native functionality, but very few of my clients ever even do that. So does that mean like, oh, I just need to raise my prices? Or does that mean, hey, maybe I actually found a sweet spot with the pricing on Ruby Native and my bespoke Hotwire native consulting was too much for this market right now. And that's why I wasn't closing any deals.
Right. Okay. So I want to tell you one little story that I have never told you. So before you and I were friends, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, one of our mutual friends introduced us. I don't know if you remember.
Mhm.
And I remember at the time, he used you as an example of someone who knew how to appropriately charge for their services. And
Mm.
he said, I think it's because Joe's from New York City and everything is super, super expensive there. So he charges like 5 times what anyone else we know charges. So I am confident that you know how to charge appropriately for your services.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's really funny because he said that to me once.
Because he said that to you too.
Um,
He was like, look at Joe. He is the example of how to charge for your services. Do what Joe does. So it's like,
yeah,
obviously, I must now become best friends with Joe. And here we are.
yeah,
Um,
just charge a lot of money, make new friends, right?
new friends. But I think I hear what you were saying. Like, here's what I think I'm hearing. You charge a premium rate for your premium services. You're
Mm-hmm.
having trouble closing deals at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making it. Can I just like make up numbers or like, let's say you charge $100,000 for a
Do you
custom
want
build.
do you want real numbers? Like,
Yeah,
would
if
it
you
be
don't mind
better?
sharing. Yeah.
No, a pretty bare bones like iOS, Android, Hotwire native build where I do everything for you, like tab bar, push notifications, kind of like the baseline is like 25 to 35K.
Okay.
A couple months, maybe 2 months. That's like pretty much the lowest I can charge for fully custom builds, or what I
Okay.
charge.
So, but for like a super gold plated custom build, you're closer to like probably 50 to 75.
Even I've done 120,
Even yeah,
like
okay.
for really custom stuff.
So let's just use 100K as a baseline. So you're trying to close deals at 100K. In the
Hmm.
past, this has always worked for you because you are the best.
Yeah, like I've gotten 2 of those almost every year I've been in business.
Okay. Now we are in this AI era and you are struggling to close those deals, which we are surmising is because people now think with AI, this service should be cheaper.
Yes, I don't know if that is like the direct thing. I think that they have less money in their budget for external consultants,
Okay.
for sure, because either that money is going towards tokens or is like, oh, we don't need as much money for consultants. We can just use tokens to do stuff. Combined with the fact that, yes, they're like, well, for that much money, we
I
could
can do,
actually have one of our developers throw some tokens at it
and figure
and
it
it
out.
still ends up being cheaper. And maybe it's 90% as good, but it's costing us 20%, like, of someone's salary, which instead of 100% of someone's salary.
Yeah. So we're hypothesizing that because of the change in the world, the change in the market, you can no longer probably, and I don't know if this is true or not, but this seems to be the case based on the deals you're closing this year, charge that premium price. So you need to find a lower price point, which is
Hmm.
now how we are talking about consulting with Ruby Native as the backbone.
Hmm.
And so I assume you're charging a much lower price point for that.
Yeah, and that is still something that I haven't, like, I don't have actual I've only landed 2 of these, right? So I don't really
Yes, you're
know
still
what it
figuring that out.
means. Still figuring it
Yes.
out, but those are ranging from like 5K to 25K.
Okay.
So, way lower, but also way less just work, way less engagement, way shorter timeline, and way less of like a maintenance burden on me.
Okay. I guess what I'm trying to get at here is, are you decreasing the cost of these services because it's so much faster? Because I feel like you're providing the same amount of value. So I understand that you have to come down on your price because the market demands it, but
Hmm.
also like the value you're providing isn't going down at all.
I know. I know.
So
It
I
really
mean,
isn't.
it's
It's
not,
actually going
right?
up. It's actually going up because once we disengage, they don't have to maintain a native code base anymore. Like
Yeah,
a lot of clients I would have to re-engage with in 6 months because they're like, look,
this
we don't want to
happened.
touch the native code. Can you fix these bugs? It's like that doesn't happen anymore. They just click update on rubynative.com and they have all the bug fixes of the past 6 months. So it's like, am I talking to the wrong people who have lower budgets and the 15 is the most they want to spend on this stuff? Or am I like I just this is the first year where I've lost deals because price has been too high.
Yeah,
I have never had
it's
someone
never happened.
before 2026 say,
Yeah.
"Look, we really want to work with you, but we can't afford that." It's always been like, "Here is our budget. What can you build for this?" And I was able to adjust the scope of it based on their budget. And now
Yeah.
it's way more like, "What are you going to charge? Tell us." And I have to, pull a number out of my butt.
That's really
And
odd. Like, why would that have shifted?
I really don't know. I don't know if it's how I'm pitching things, if Hotwire Native has become like more of a family name, like where people know what it is, so it's less like mysterious, or if people are just like, it doesn't matter because our AI can do it, so we're not going to spend a lot of money.
I kind of think it's the last one.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
just
know.
like I don't know, just the way the world is moving, I wouldn't be
Hmm.
shocked if they're like, to your point, like we can pay Joe $100,000 or my engineer who makes 120. I can give her 80% of her time to figure it out and a bunch of Claude tokens, and she'll figure it out.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ooh, that's tough, man. Okay, so coming full circle.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I will say that I do feel like Ruby Native is in a really good spot on its own because it is able to work in that lower price point for people. Whether it's the self-service option or the 15K option, that is a way bigger market of potential customers and folks that want to do it. And I feel like it is coming at a really good time. It's me batting that against my traditional consulting business and being like, where are the big deals?
Yeah. Yeah. How do you still get those big deals? Whew. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. So that's been on top of mind for me, especially like going on leave I mean, I have 2 more
Soon.
months effectively of work,
Yeah.
right? I don't think I'm gonna sign. I most likely won't sign any more deals, any more clients before then, just because of how timelines work.
Mhm.
So what am I doing when I come back in December, January to figure out my plan with all of this? Like, am I trying to get a ton of clients at that lower price point and automate it even more? Am
Yeah.
I still trying to go for these big clients, but they might be much harder to get? Yeah, that's all top of mind for me this week.
Yeah, that's a lot to think about, especially like you historically have always had a ton of inbound, even at these high price points, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So your entire marketing strategy, I think, is going to be shifting over these next couple years
Uh-huh.
when you think about how to find clients of that size.
Yeah. And like, look, maybe that client doesn't exist anymore. Maybe that client in
Uh,
this doesn't want to pay that for those services. So, do I try to shift more towards like smaller businesses that have lower price points? Like, how do you even distinguish that? It's all I don't know.
I find it hard to believe that client doesn't exist anymore. Look at the amount of money these startups are raising. They have
Yeah.
more money than they've ever had before,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me think that client does still exist
Mm-hmm.
because these startups have more money than they have time. But maybe
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to be like, I mean, maybe it's a combo, right? If this whole like small client at 10K works out, right? If
Yeah.
this starts to become that could certainly be a thing, right? That could certainly be a nice place for you to slot in. But I think
Mm-hmm.
it'd be good to augment that with a couple of these big projects so you don't have to get 15 or 20 of these 10K projects, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, hmm.
Yeah. I agree, because even just the context switching today, like before this call at 9 a.m. for me, of going between three client code bases at the same time, or while one runs the seeds that take 20 minutes, it's like that is very different work than being heads down on one client for 6 months and delivering to them and then signing off and being like, okay, you know, now maybe pick up some smaller stuff or whatever. Like I try to only have three clients at a time. I have like six right now, and they're all
Okay.
small, but it's mentally draining.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you would agree with me, and you can tell me if you don't. But you have not aggressively tried partnerships, outbound, things like that.
No, aggressively for definitely not. I have
Like,
done a little bit of outbound emails
yes,
to like cold emails to Rails businesses that I think would be good fits for mobile apps. And I've done now a little bit of, hey, you're, in my circle. How about I demo you Ruby Native? What do you think? And that's about as far as I've gotten.
okay, I have an idea for you for RubyConf. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I think you should partner with existing Rails consultancies. I
Hmm.
can think of 3 without working too hard, and they'll all be at RubyConf.
Yeah.
I think you should talk to Irina, talk to Ernesto, talk to all these people we know that own successful Ruby on Rails consultancies
Mm-hmm.
and ask to partner with them or ask
Right.
for, referral. You give them 10% or whatever. I mean, that's free money for them and you're the best.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
win-win when they're like, yeah, we have a relationship with Joe. He's the best. Everyone in the
Mm-hmm.
Rails community knows that. I feel like that partnerships are something you should look at because I think it is getting harder and harder to get people's attention. Cold outbound, especially for, it's highly unlikely you're going to get $100,000 contract with cold outbound. Not impossible, but
Yeah.
not super likely either.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should take some time and try to build up these partnerships, especially since you're about to go on leave.
Yeah. That's a really good call. I did start talking with the folks over at Evil Martians
Great.
about some, like, because they're a big inertia shop, and
Yes.
one of the big reasons that Ruby Native works with inertia is because of Evil Martians, them like pushing inertia. So I was like,
Yes.
oh, well, what better way than to be like, hey, if your clients need apps, like come talk to me. So we are grabbing a coffee. I forget with who at RubyConf, so I'm excited about that.
Good.
But yeah, there are a bunch of other consultancies, and like Robbie Russell is in Portland
Yep.
too. Talked to him about at Planet Argon and stuff. I like that. I like that a lot, especially because it's probably mutually beneficial
It's a
if I
win.
send them
Yeah.
deals.
It's a win-win for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I love the idea. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of you continuing to grow Ruby Native. But as I am
Mm-hmm.
someone who has coached many SaaS founders, SaaS takes a long time, right? Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying it's not going to work. I think it totally can work. But you have to be prepared for like a 2-year ramp up period to get that to 10K a month, 15K a month. Um, so that's an amazing like side income. But for your
Mm-hmm.
income needs, I think you should be doing both. You should be doing all the things.
Yeah, I definitely am doing all the things right
Do all
now.
the things,
uh,
Joe.
but the marketing side, the partnership side, like the business strategy side, I think is where I'm lacking.
Yeah, yeah. I really
Uh,
feel like partnerships for you could be great.
yeah, I like that. Okay, slight. That just reminded me.
Mhm,
Um, I'm talking to someone tomorrow and at RubyConf
mhm.
about potentially funding Ruby Native,
Okay.
and what I'm going through my head is like, am I gonna should I try to go all in on Ruby Native for a little while if I was able to get supported with like revenue for me for the year to support my side of the income for my family. And I see you smiling.
I get so excited. This is my favorite thing to talk about ever. Anyway, continue. I'm so excited to
Yeah.
talk.
So I am like, okay, I have no idea what the numbers that these folks are going to bring to me. I have no idea if it even makes sense. And I also want to make sure that I don't dismiss things like tiny seed, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Where I know what the numbers are going to be essentially, so I can always relate it back to that. Um, but like, do I want to go all in on Ruby Native? Do I think it is the right choice for me? Do I think it could scale? Let's put those aside for a second,
Okay.
right? Let's just talk about what it means if Ruby Native was had a small investment seed, like a seed, not even a seed round, like a couple angel investors, right?
Okay. Yes.
Where does that put Ruby Native? What does that unlock for me besides, is it just time? Is it time to fiddle with it where I don't have to worry about chasing clients? Um, I can tell you just can't wait to dive into this. So just
I'm,
just go
yeah,
go go
so
go
excited to talk
go
about
go.
this. Oh my
Tell me
gosh.
everything.
So the thing about taking investment is it's only useful if you know how you're going to deploy that capital, in my opinion. So if you have not figured anything out, taking money is not going to help you figure anything out. If you have figured out that, like, here's the market, I just need to go after it in this way, then
Mm-hmm.
taking money, I think, is the best thing you can do for your business. Now, in your particular case, because you need to make money, it could help you, right? It's basically your income for a year while you go all in on Ruby Native. But the question is, what does all in on Ruby Native look like? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so what that means for me is spending more time on it. Right now, I spend 50% of my time on client work and 50% of my time on non-client work. And non-client work is newsletter, community building, conferences, Ruby Native, of course. But that is not a 50-50 split in terms of like where my revenue comes from. It's almost a 90-10% split, right? In terms of 90% comes from consulting. So by going all in on Ruby Native, it would essentially mean like, okay, I have definitely twice as much time to work on it,
Yeah.
but maybe even more because now maybe I don't need to worry about doing cold out, like a what's it called, like outreach to businesses or dealing with with deals. And yeah, I'd still probably want to write a newsletter, but maybe it's not my personal newsletter anymore. Maybe it's a Ruby Native newsletter and things like that. All of a sudden, like I have one focus instead of doing all the things.
But Joe, historically, is having one focus how you like to work?
Yeah, no, not at all. I hate that.
Not at all. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, um, I personally like Colleen's personal opinion. If I met you on the street yesterday, is like, hell yeah, take the money, go all in. Because
Mm-hmm.
the only way you're going to know if it works, I'm a big like, let's burn the boats, let's go all in
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Right.
But I do think what I have learned, having taken investment, is if you haven't figured it out yet, money is not going to solve any of your problems. Your problems right now are customer acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, money will maybe help because you can have money. You can now try all these different channels, but it's not going to solve any of the problems you have. And all the things you said, you are like, you could, though, take all of your marketing efforts, all of your writing efforts, and all of that could be focused on Ruby Native,
Mm-hmm.
which I love, right? Like, sometimes I think the only way to know if it's going to work is to put all of your effort and energy behind it.
Yeah.
But it's also not a silver bullet. Like, it's not going to solve any of the problems you have.
Right. And the funding that I get for like the percentage of the company that I would lose probably wouldn't be enough to sustain my normal like annual salary that I would
No.
get from consulting.
Yeah.
So I'd probably still have to do consulting and it'll only
Right.
be like 6 months. And then I'm just like, 10 to 20% of the company is gone all of a sudden.
Right. And I think that's, looking at terms is important because, like, at your income level,
Uh-huh.
it's exactly what you just said. Like, the amount of money you could take isn't going to appreciably change anything for you,
Yeah.
really. Like, if someone gave you
Right.
$50,000, does that do anything for you?
I mean, that's like one medium-sized client, so that's a couple months.
Right.
And
Um,
going all in on something for a couple months is not going all in on something.
right. That's kind of my point. Like, I think how about this? Here's what we should do. You should make the decision independent of the money. Like, I'm going to go all in on Ruby Native for 18 months. I'm going to take consulting as I have to, shore up my income,
Uh-huh.
um, and then make the funding decision
Uh-huh.
around that
Uh-huh.
framing. Not like, as long as you don't go into it. I think my biggest I made a lot of mistakes, but one of the big mistakes I made was I thought that taking money would solve the problems in the business. I was like,
Mm,
oh, the problem I have is that I have to do all this work, like this paid work to pay my
yeah.
bills. Taking
Yeah.
this funding is going to solve all these other problems. And it doesn't do that, right? Like it solves one problem, but you still have all the fundamental problems of the business. And so
Right.
I feel like the smartest thing is, I got it. I got it. I have your life planned, Joe. I got you. Here's what you're going to do.
Let's hear it.
You're
Yeah.
going to have a new baby. You're going to go on leave. While you're
Uh-huh.
on leave, you're going to
Uh-huh.
solve this customer acquisition problem. You're going to come back in January with a
How am I gonna do that? Wait,
strong.
hold on, hold on. Wait, what?
I'm just going to gloss over this one.
With a
You're
new
just going to
baby?
figure that out. Yeah, totally.
Gloss
You're
over
going to
that one.
figure that
Okay.
out at 3 a.m.
Okay.
while you're
Got
feeding
it.
the baby. You're going to be having lots of deep thoughts.
Okay, that's probably
You're
true.
going to solve the customer acquisition problem. Come back in January in a strong position, ready to accept funding because you will know what your distribution channel is.
Mm. So I'm putting it on the baby. The baby will figure it out for me.
The baby's going to solve the problem for you.
Oh man. Yeah,
I mean,
nothing changes before the end of the year, right? Like this is
yeah, yeah,
all January talk. This is all I'm not changing my strategy for even my consulting business for the next 2 months. Like if I get one more client, that's great. It'll be a short engagement, but I'm not redoing my positioning or my branding or my pricing now. It's all for January.
yeah.
Uh
I I do think that, like, I love this idea for you, but I do think you'll be in a stronger position to raise any kind of money, whether it's a tiny seed investment or it's a angel investment, once you can point to a distribution strategy that you think is going to work.
yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what that is for sure.
Right.
I mean, I have no idea what that is right now. And it's not even like, oh, it's ads. I just need to throw more money at ads. It's, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, like, even like strong hypothesis of like, this is how most of my customers come in.
Uh huh.
Um, this is how, like, this is what I'm going to double down on and run these experiments.
Yeah. All right. So what is that? Tell me that.
Well, that's the hard part, Joe. That's what we don't know.
Figure that out for me.
Figure that out. That's what we have to figure
Yeah.
out.
It's the unsexy answer, right?
Yeah.
It's you're not telling me anything magic. You're telling me something that I probably kind of already knew, but you're putting it into words, and it's like, yes, more money with this is not going to solve any business problems. It's going to
Yeah.
potentially give me time to fix or identify problems, but if I go into it not knowing how to grow it, it's still not going to grow it.
Right. That's exactly it. It's not a silver bullet. And I think, again, that's a mistake I made, and I think a lot of people make this mistake. They're floundering. They're like, this is kind of working. Um I need more money. Money is the problem, and it is not usually the problem. But I
Yeah.
guess what I was joking but serious is, like, you are taking, I mean, I know you're going to have a new baby and you already have two other kids, so you'll be busy. But a lot of these marketing experiments you can run, they
Yeah.
shouldn't take a ton of your time, right? Like, you can take a stab at, set aside 5 grand for influencer marketing, 5 grand for ads, and do 6 months of each and just see where
Right.
you land to see if you can get
Right.
any kind of traction. And once you get pull from the market, then that's really when you're like, okay, now I need $200,000 because I know if I put X amount into influencer marketing, I get X amount
Mhm.
return on that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. That totally makes sense. As a serially independent, you know, entrepreneur, I like cringe at the fact of spending money on
Yeah,
things.
it's hard.
You know,
I think we've talked
it's
about
like
this. Yes.
you just mentioned 10 grand, and it's like, whoa, 10 now that's 10 grand that's like not going into our bank account at the
Yeah.
end of the month, right? Because I am solo, and every dollar I spend on the business doesn't come out. Um, so maybe that actually pushes us in the other direction of like, well, if I had funding to just experiment,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that could be interesting. But
And maybe
it's
that's a good place to start. Maybe you take one small angel investment of 20K and you're
yeah,
like, this 20K is
it's for
just to run
this.
experiments, marketing
Mhm.
experiments. That's, as long
Mhm.
as you stay focused with it, you're like, this is what I'm not going to pay myself 10K a month. Like,
Right.
that's my own problem. Like, this 20K is just towards these multiple experiments.
Right. Right.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Well, I have a call with someone tomorrow, and I'm meeting with someone at RubyConf just to
Awesome.
hear what
Yeah.
they say and what they're like even thinking about. Obviously, if the numbers don't make sense, that doesn't make sense at all. But I think what you're saying is like the numbers matter even less because it's really about what does money unlock at all?
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You coming to RubyConf?
No, I'm going to Washington State
Oh, really?
that same week. Yeah. Did we not talk
Oh,
about this?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
That's
yes,
the week
yes.
I'm going to Washington State. So I will
Yeah.
not be at RubyConf.
Alrighty.
Yes, I will be hiking in the Pacific Northwest.
I'm jealous. That's where I
You
live.
live there.
I live in the
Going-
Pacific Northwest. It is going to be 98 degrees today.
Oh my goodness, what is happening? That's
I don't know.
crazy.
We get these like 2 heat waves every summer, and we're in the second one
Whew.
right now, and it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, well, anything else on your end for this week?
No, I am, like I said, just hanging out, doing my work.
Cool. Well, we will catch everyone. I think next week I am out. I will be at Lake Tahoe for the first time.
Oh, I love Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
It's great.
Our oldest kids has a close daycare friend who we're friends with her parents,
Okay.
and her parents have a house at Tahoe, so all of us are going down there for a week for 4th of July.
Nice. It's awesome.
It's going to be complete chaos.
Yes.
2 5-year-olds. But it'll be fun. So no podcast next week, but we'll be back the following week. If you're looking for us until then, nopermission.fm. Send us an email, show notes, all that good stuff. And we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Have a good week, Colleen. Bye.